When I received my diagnosis, it was really framed to me like how I was going to be a challenge for others. Hyperactive, not very good at paying attention, not good at completing tasks, and just sort of let's try to figure out how you can not be frustrating for other people in the classroom or at home. And it wasn't really until honestly the last few years that I started to realize actually like how it affects me and just flip that script of like, what are my needs? What do I struggle with? How do I need support? Not how can I minimize being obvious about having ADHD and being difficult for others. I have ADHD. I was diagnosed when I was 12, I think. To walk in my shoes would be trying to get your brain to shut off when you go to sleep so that you can get a good sleep. And if you're lucky, you do that and you can start the day. Trying to stay organized, stay on top of what you have to do, sort of barreling through, and at the end of the day being like, oh, I did it. I don't know how, but I did it. I think the big thing about ADHD as well is it's big feelings all the time. I've been to school twice. This is my second time. I was in university in my 20s, and that was the first time that anyone had told me that ADHD was a disability. I had never heard that before. And it was a friend of mine who was utilizing the disability supports that were on campus and said, you can get registered and they have accommodations. And so I went and they were amazing. And, that was the first time that it had occurred to me to ask for support. I just didn't really think about doing it in my day-to-day life. It was sort of like, I know for school, I need help. Now I'm starting to become more aware of how to advocate for what I need. I'm in the DSW program, Developmental Services Worker. I'm registered with the Glen Crombie Center, and they've been really amazing and supportive as well. And giving me the accommodations like longer test times, access to the learning center. It's definitely still something that I'm working on now, even as I'm learning more and more about what ADHD really is and what it means for me. So it's a work in progress for sure. Developmental Services Worker Program, which is working with people with disabilities. And that's something that I've been doing on my own since 2017, but didn't have the credentials say. It's really amazing to be able to work with people and learn from people with disabilities as well. That's a big thing that I've taken in the last year, is like really getting into like from the ground up, like understanding disability from a social justice aspect, from a human rights aspect. I always think that people with ADHD are so fascinating, and I love that about us.